Yo, what's up, everybody watching this replay, or if you happen to catch the live, great. This is definitely spur of the moment. I feel I need to say something, even though a lot of people are and will, and it's very shocking. But as you know, this is Kojay's Corner, where I like to voice anything and everything on my mind and share with you whatever I like. This is my podcast. Sometimes a short episode, sometimes they're long, but yeah, we do anything we want here. This is freedom of speech, but it is a no bully zone, no hate speech, and some of you ignorant people out there might be categorizing my stance that no one should have genocide on anyone. There should be no ethnic cleansing on anyone, and there should be freedom for everyone, equal rights for everyone. I don't know how that quantifies or means anything hateful. And yeah, that's just beyond me. How is someone's call for equal rights offensive to you? If it is, then that just means you're on the side of the oppression and you are part of the problem. So I don't know how long this is going to be. This might be short, but I appreciate that you listen to what I say anytime I say it on these things, because these are matters that are very important, especially if you are a fan of storytellings of right and wrong and what's morally correct and whatnot. What's up, Sean Franklin? I'm probably gonna capitalize on not cap. What is wrong with me? I'll probably go to comments in a bit. I need to talk about a few things, but I hope you're doing well. Thank you for swinging by. This may not be a fun stream. Well, we'll see. All right. So, case of the matter is, what bothered me is what Trump has said to the people of regarding his meeting with war criminal Netanyahu. So I'm going to play the clip and then we're going to analyze it and react. Here we go.
How many people are you thinking about?
All of them. I mean, we're talking about probably 1.7 million people, 1.7 million, maybe 1.8 million. But I think all of them, I think they'll be resettled in areas where they can live a beautiful life and not be worried about dying every day.
Wait. Mr. President,
Yeah.
support building settlements, Jewish settlements back in Gaza the next years?
Say it.
Building settlements, Jewish settlements back in Gaza next year. You support this?
I don't see it happening. It's too dangerous for people. Nobody can go there. It's too dangerous. Nobody wants to be there. Warriors don't want to be there. Soldiers don't want to be there. How can you have people go back? You're saying go back into Gaza now? The same thing's going to happen. It'll only be death. The best way to do it is you go out and you get beautiful, open areas with the sunlight coming through, and you build something nice. And they are not going to want to. They are not going to want to go back to Gaza.
Prime Minister Netanyahu, what is your message to the families of the hostages?
Let's watch that again very carefully. Listen.
How many people are you thinking about?
All of them. I mean, we're talking about probably 1.7 million people, 1.7 million, maybe 1.8 million. But I think all of them, I think they'll be resettled in areas where they can live a beautiful life and not be worried about dying every day.
Wait. Mr. President,
Yeah.
All right. So what he's talking, I'll just play the rest of what I shared. Let me go back to the rest of them. We should see the full thing. So he's talking about relocating the Palestinians in Gaza elsewhere, and that it's a dangerous place. Now, before we go into more of this, these statements, why is it dangerous? Who has been bombing Gaza? Who has been targeting, slaughtering, killing people in Gaza, the state of Israel, with U.S. support and weapons and funding. And the person responsible for that death and why it's dangerous in Gaza is right next to Trump. Benjamin Milkowski is right there, and he's orchestrated killing all these people. And in the beginning, back in October 2023, they said they're going to flatten Gaza. No Palestinian is innocent. They're all guilty, and they're going to kill them all. And you have our president here saying, oh, it's dangerous. No one should be there. Let's relocate all these people. You know, we should see more for context, of course.
Think might accept Palestinians from Gaza?
Well, I think Jordan and Egypt will. I know they've spoken about it with you, and they say they're not going to accept. I say they will. But I think other countries will accept also. I think that Gaza may be.
So he said that Jordan and Egypt said no, but he says it will be a yes. What the? Carry on.
Is a demolition site right now. If you look at Gaza, it's all. I mean, it's a demolition site right now. If you look at Gaza,
back
it's
up a
all
little bit more.
countries will accept also. I think that Gaza maybe is a demolition site right now. If you look at Gaza, it's all. I mean, there's hardly a building standing, and the ones that are going to collapse. You can't live in Gaza right now, and I think we need another location. I think it should be a location that's going to make people happy. You look over the decades, it's all death in Gaza. This has been happening for years. It's all death. If we can get a beautiful area to resettle people permanently in nice homes and.
All right, huge. See, as I've been covering this on and off with on my channel every now and then, he says, if you look at the history, it's been nothing but death. Who is responsible for that death? Right next to him. So he's saying the solution is because it's not safe, and he's leaving out the cause and the person responsible for why it's not safe in Gaza. He's saying because it's not safe, the people have to be relocated to settle elsewhere. So the whole, you could see the history of my stuff. I'm not going to repeat too much. From the beginning, they said they, as in the Israeli military political officials, have been saying that they want to flatten Gaza. They want to settle in Gaza. They want to take the beaches for themselves, and they could. You have soldiers, IOF, IDF soldiers going over there taking selfies and videos on the beach, saying this is going to be beautiful. I can't wait to be here or settle my house here. They want Gaza, the precious gas that's there. They don't want the Palestinians who've been living there in their homeland to be there. That's why they've been killing them. That's why they've been slaughtering them. And in a year's time, so Gaza had about 2.1 million people there. And there's now about 1.6 million. They were only able to kill 500,000 and slaughter. And it costs a lot of our taxpayer dollars, and they have just they've accomplished the goal of leaving Gaza in ruins, and the people are going back to whatever's left of their homes. They're happy since this ceasefire, which Israel has broken on several times and relocated the ethnic cleansing to West Bank. The Palestinians are happy, and if you've seen my socials, especially on Instagram, I've shared some footage of Gazans trying to rebuild. You know, it is their home. They lost their home. They need to rebuild so they could live where they are. Yet, this guy is saying the solution is to get them out, rebuild, and have other people live there, not the Palestinians, because he's saying the Palestinians have to be elsewhere. So this fits with Netanyahu's genocidal ethnic cleansing goals, because they want Gaza. They want Palestinians out. So Biden was cool with killing all the civilians. He even admitted that because in that interview towards the end of his you know stay at the White House, he said in an interview that he warned Netanyahu if he goes through with the plans of attacking Gaza, a lot of Palestinians will be killed, a lot of civilians will be hurt. So he knew early on and continued to lie about it. He only said it in that interview, and I was like, "What? He knew all the time and then downplayed the whole time? How do these people make such lies about severe war crimes and do not get in prison? I don't understand it. I don't know." So, anyways, Trump isn't promoting or supporting any genocide so far, just the ethnic cleansing of continuing to displace people and relocate them out of their homeland. It's funny what he's doing with the Native Americans here. Latinos are very native to America. They've been here for a long time, and oh, that's another podcast. But it seems like he's just hungry to relocate people he doesn't like. And he did speak with Arab leaders about terrorism, why terrorism is wrong. Good speech, actually. Very good. However, the problem is who he determines and labels as a terrorist. A lot of people are labeling Hazanis and Palestinians as terrorists. It's very racist, and it's very real, and it's very normalized, disgustingly so, in my country right here. So he's clearly not looking to help rebuild Gaza for the Hazanis there. He's not having any plans to rebuild for Palestinians there because he's saying that they should live elsewhere, like in Jordan or Egypt. So let's get to the rest of it.
To resettle people permanently in nice homes and where they can be happy and not be shot, not be killed, not be knifed to death like what's happening in Gaza.
Oh, again. Oh my gosh. Okay, shot, killed, knifed to death. Who is doing that? Right next to him. Israel is the ones shooting, killing, knifing, and murdering the Palestinians in Gaza. And his solution is to take the Palestinians and move them away so they don't get killed there. So it's the Palestinians' fault for being murdered, stabbed, and killed? Ladies and gentlemen, is this guy an idiot, or is he full of so much prejudice, hateful tunnel vision that he could only see the benefits of whatever Netanyahu wants? Because Trump now has more money in his pockets from AIPAC. The last time I checked the numbers, you can check an AIPAC tracker. I think Trump he was in the millions. I don't know if it was a 10 millions or 100 million, but the lobbies paid him a lot more than Biden, it looks like. I didn't check Biden's numbers on the way out of his office run, but how is it? Oh, okay. Imagine if you still don't get this, what he said. Imagine people in a certain area, a certain town. There's just a raid and of a militia, and everyone gets shot at. The houses are set on fire, and the survivors have nothing. And then the solution is, well, since you guys die there, we are going to move you, rebuild, and other people are going to move into the place. And then we're going to put you somewhere as far away as possible. That's our solution. Instead of rebuilding for the people who lost their homes so they could live where they are again and have what they lost, and then go after the perpetrators. No, what we have in this case is like, let's get the murderers what they want. And since they didn't kill everybody, the last people who are there, let's get them out of the way. And let's finish demolishing where they lived and then rebuild there and then put other people there. And whoever we put out, they'll be happy somewhere else. We don't care, whatever. That's his plan. His words, not mine. He admitted that Palestinians are being murdered, are being targeted, have been killed. And the solution is to move them out of the kill zone rather than hold the killers accountable. We're going to reward the killers by getting their victims far away from them and giving the murderers exactly what they want, what they said from day one, what they were going for. That's his fucking solution. Sorry for cursing. I am up. Wow. This guy's a real piece of shit. I really don't know who's worse, Trump or Biden.
And right now you have in Gaza a very dangerous situation in terms of explosives all over the place, in terms of tunnels that nobody knows who's in the tunnel. The whole thing is a mess. And I think that if we can resettle, and I believe we can do it in areas where the leaders currently say no. I mean, I've been saying that with Mexico, having to do with the border and all of the things. And you saw what happened, 10,000 soldiers, and they're going to do a good job. I really believe that. And I believe Canada is going to do a good job also. They said the same thing. And then they did something much different than what you were hearing. This is a very, very difficult situation, but we're going to get it solved. I don't think people should be going back to Gaza. I think that Gaza has been very unlucky for them. They've lived like hell. They lived like you're living in hell. Gaza is not a place for people to be living. And the only reason they want to go back, and I believe this strongly, is because they have no alternative. What's the alternative? Go where? There's no other alternative.
Why is it so bad? Why is it so dangerous there? You've seen my channel before. Gaza has been an open air prison because the ones controlling Gaza, Israel, made a wall around, trapping them in. Israel won't let them leave. Israel has guns pointed at them. Israel is killing them. And because they're being killed, they now have to be punished and displaced elsewhere. Dave Chappelle said, have sympathy for these people. This is not sympathy. And I remember Trump said a while ago, during the ceasefire and beginnings of the ceasefire, he said, there's no one there. Everyone's dead. And there's millions of people still there. And he called them all dead. This is a plan he and Netanyahu have been having for a long time. I think they just had to meet in person and get things signed in paper.
If they had an alternative, they'd much rather not go back to Gaza and live in a beautiful alternative.
They'd rather not go back to Gaza. Have you seen the Palestinians celebrating, being happy to go home, even though they have nothing? It's their land, it's their home. They've been happy. Who the hell is he speaking for? The murderer on his right. That's who he's speaking for.
That's safe.
All right, through this whole thing, look at Milkowski here, just grinning and laughing and nodding. He's like the Emperor Palpatine going cackling while Vader does his bidding. He is totally enjoying this. Look at this, because he is seeing that Palestinians in Gaza are having a hard time, and they are now going to be kicked out to save them, all because of this guy's doing, all because of Netanyahu's doing. He's getting exactly what he wants.
Would Palestinians have the right to return to Gaza if they left while the rebuilding was happening?
It would be my hope that we could do something really nice, really good, where they wouldn't want to return. Why would they want to return?
Why would they want to return? It's their fucking home. This whole time they want to be home. They want to live freely. That's what they want. They want freedom where they live. That's all that's the main thing we've been protesting for. Palestinians want freedom in their homeland because the illegal occupation does war crimes and make it difficult for them. They also are saying if they rebuild it, they don't want them there at all. How is any of this making sense? Please, people, turn on your brains.
The place has been hell. It's been one of the meanest, toughest places on earth. And right now, it's
look at that guy smiling. It's the meanest, toughest places on earth. Why is it? It's because of illegal occupation and apartheid law, and then mowing the lawn, all these laws. It's like, where are you? Oh,
I've seen every picture from every angle, better than if I were there. And nobody can live there. You can't live there. So if we can build them through a massive amounts of money supplied by other people, very rich.
massive amounts of money by other people. So other people have to pay to clean up after you after this country invested in murdering all these people to put them in a situation worse than they've ever been before. Oh,
Nations, and they're willing to supply it. If we can build something for them in one of the countries, and it could be Jordan, and it could be Egypt, it could be other countries, and you could build 4 or 5 or 6 areas. It doesn't have to be one area, but you take certain areas and you build really good quality housing, like a beautiful.
Okay, one thing that gives me hope, and one of my friends was telling me about it to help calm me down. God bless him. Notice how he's rambling and he's saying could be, maybe these. There's no definite plan here. There's just a simple idea. But what's bothering me is his insane, insensitive logic and words. I don't know if he's playing the part of being stupid and an asshole, but to the victims of the guy to his right. But I just don't understand. Is this guy a legit idiot, or is he just drowned in the prejudice he has for actual Semitic people, the Arabs? Because Semitic is, Arabic, Hebrew, Aramaic, those people who speak those. So it's not just one. To say it's just one and ignore the others, that's anti-Semitism, that's racism. But I'm praying that everyone's waking up right now.
Town, like someplace where they can live and not die, because Gaza is a guarantee that they're going to end up dying. The same thing's going to happen again.
So it's guaranteed that they'll die. The same thing is going to happen again. Again, dying. Who is killing them? Who is killing them? The guy right to his right, the guy in the red tie, coated in blood of children. The murderer is to his right. And he said, so it's pretty much like our president is saying that the killing of the Palestinians is inevitable. So the only way to save them is to displace them and settle them elsewhere. And the solution isn't to stop the killing, to stop the killer, to stop the murder. So our president, in a way, is doing us some justice by admitting to the fact that the civilians are being killed and murdered. He's avoiding from who now? Now, whether he's going to sell us that Hamas is killing civilians, we know that's not true. They've taken great care of the hostages they've taken, which is mostly military that we've come to see, and they hurt none of them, whereas the Israelis, with the Palestinian hostages that they have, which are still about 9,000 that they have, including children, 60% children, where they torture, rape, mutilate, and kill, and take skin samples from. So it's astounding how this known criminal to his right, Netanyahu, is so protected. Like, all the crimes don't exist. Like, it's as if our president is insinuating Palestinians are just dying because the area like Gaza is allergic to Palestinians, so they just all have to die or something. What is going on?
It's happened over and over again, and it's going to happen again as sure as you're standing there, Peter. So
all right, listen to that.
Die, because Gaza is a guarantee that they're going to end up dying. The same thing's going to happen again. It's happened over and over again, and it's going to happen again as sure as you're standing there, Peter.
It's going to happen again, I assure you, standing there, Peter. And the murderer is to the right, smiling. Look at that picture right there. He's talking about that the Palestinians in Gaza will be killed and murdered again and again and again. And the guy who's doing the murdering is right to his right. So what is Trump saying here? He's saying the problem and the solution to the problem is getting him out of Gaza like it's a permanent for sure kill zone, while Netanyahu, the killer, is just nodding like, yes, they will be killed again and again. Shouldn't the solution being stop the killer? You know what I mean? Like if you see like a school shooting happening in slow motion, you would stop the killer, right? Or you let the killer kill everyone and say, okay, no one can go to that school again. Everyone's just going to another school. Let's rebuild the school and then let the killer come into the school and, he has the school.
So I hope that we could do something where they wouldn't want to go back. Who would want to go back? They've experienced nothing but death and destruction.
If Egypt and Jordan tell you no, what will you do then?
Well, I don't think they're going to tell me no.
Mr. President,
I don't think they're going to.
I
I think they're going to tell Biden no, and I think they're going to tell other people no.
So you think it will happen at the end?
I think there's a good chance. Yeah,
How
I'd like to
many
see it
people are you thinking about?
All of them. I mean, we're talking
All of
about
the-
probably 1,000,007 people, 1,000,007, maybe 1,000,008. But I think all of them. I think they'll be resettled in areas where they can live a beautiful life and not be worried about dying every day. Wait.
Mr. President,
Yeah.
you support building settlements, Jewish settlements back in Gaza in the next years?
Say it.
Building settlements, Jewish settlements back in Gaza in the next year. You support this?
I don't see it happening. It's too dangerous for people. Nobody can go there. It's too dangerous. Nobody wants to be there. Warriors don't want to be there. Soldiers don't want to be there. How can you have people go back? You're saying go back into Gaza now? The same thing's going to happen. It'll only be death. The best way to do it is you go out and you get beautiful, open areas with the sunlight coming through and you build
Where?
something nice. And they are not going to want to. They are not going to want to go back to Gaza.
Prime Minister Netanyahu, what is your message to the families of the hostages?
They are not going to want to go back to Gaza. So the chants at many of the rallies, the peaceful protests I'm a part of proudly, where I march with Palestinian youth movement and I march with Jewish Voice for Peace. And a few, there's also an LGBT one for Palestine. And then there's a Christian organizations for there are Christian organizations, a few of them that also march with Palestine. I stick to mostly the first two, but I try to make out to the ones I can, if, that we're organized and everything's, good. The thing that a lot of them chant is Raja. So Raja means return. Palestinians really want to return home. Who is this guy who supports the murderers of Palestinians saying that they don't want to return to their home, when we see proof and evidence from them that they want to return to their home, that they're happy to return to their home? It is very bothersome to me seeing how normalized murdering civilians are, just to save a politician who's going to give you a cut of the billions that this country gives them with our tax dollars. I've never seen a mass murderer protected so much in plain as day. I am at wit's end. I'm a lot calmer now because I prayed and talked to my friends earlier, but the intent and everything behind our commander-in-chief is disgusting. Disgusting. Integrity. Always good to see you here. Thank you for popping through. This is last minute, so I'm like, ugh. It's probably going to get some of my Zionist subscribers to unsubscribe from me and racist people unsubscribe to me, which is fine. That's called losing weight. So, upon this today, let me see if I have another clip. All right, here's one too. Ugh, this is a clip from Sky News. Maybe I could find something else that's not Sky News. Clip's a clip though. I hope you're doing well, brother. All right, here's from Asalrad. I suggest you follow her. She's fantastic. All right, here's another chilling, bothersome thing. Let's give it a listen.
The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded. The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it too. We'll own it.
That is huge. That is disgustingly huge. I think we do have to play the Sky News one because that was a little bit longer, about a minute, and you can see the whole thing. I watched the whole thing as well. It's just these key moments are what I want to highlight on that others have done wonderfully for me, for us. This is on my my Twitter X. Sorry. All right, let's give it a listen.
I do see a long-term ownership position, and I see it bringing great stability to that part of the Middle East and maybe the entire Middle East. And everybody I've spoken to, this was not a decision made lightly. Everybody I've spoken to loves the idea of the United States owning that piece of land, developing and creating thousands of jobs with something that will be magnificent in a really magnificent area that nobody would know. Nobody can look because all they see is death and destruction and rubble and demolished buildings falling all over. It's just a terrible thing.
And who's responsible for that? Who is responsible for that? The guy to his right. Who is responsible for all this stuff? The guy to his right. And who has to pay the price? The innocent Palestinian people who are indigenous to the land. How does any of this make sense? Did the White House cut costs and really get rid of the intelligence department? What's going on here? Technically, we're all female because at the time of conception is what determines our gender. And at the time of conception, everyone is female. The male part comes later. That's science. So according to law, we're all female. So what's up, girlfriends? How you doing out there? All right. Everyone is a feminist now. So the idiocy of this administration is different. Like, I really don't understand why people can really suck up and hero worship any politician. As I've heard before and said before, worshiping a politician is and thinking that they're on your side and they got your best interests in heart is like thinking that the stripper loves you at the strip club. Holy crap. It is infuriating. Israel owns us. That also works as Israel owns United States. They literally do. Like, you can see the clip of Trump pulling the chair out, making sure, Netanyahu's all nice and Gucci, sitting down all good. I've never even seen Trump get that type of treatment. I haven't even seen him give that to Melania with so much love and devotion in his eyes. Oh, man. Wow. I'm just beside myself, man. This is very bothersome. So it's okay if we could just take over a piece of land. So the key thing here, if this happens, which probably it can, Israel owns us. So they could probably just give it to Trump, just like Trump, help sign things to make Jerusalem the capital of Israel and all this stuff, and give him more power to his girlfriend over there to his right. It's not an insult. We're all girls now, according to the law. I guess I could see it happening. The thing is, if it's part of the U.S., means the U.S. has more responsibilities to get in there. Like Biden said, he doesn't want to see boots on the ground, which we found out that was a lie. We've had boots on the ground, so now it'll be legal to have boots on the ground. And essentially, what we're seeing unfold before our eyes is legalizing ethnic cleansing. It's not legalizing genocide, not yet, though, but it is legalizing ethnic cleansing, and I am shocked. Again and again, I say I believed in that our leaders had at least good interests at heart. We joke that politicians are dirty and they always lie, but we've been making those assumptions and jokes so long. Have we? My question is, have we made that normal? Have we normalized that? To the point where we're seeing very immoral things happen before our eyes. You cannot hide this shit. You cannot make it up. If someone was writing this as a freaking James Bond villain, it would probably not fly because people would look at that and go, this villain is completely unrealistic. This is not happening. Scrap it. But no, reality is a freaking Justice League pedoverse type of crap going on here, man. Oh, we have no leaders. APAC is a problem. APAC is a problem. Remember what Candace Owens said when she did a little piece on JFK going to not have any foreign entities, lobbies have an influence in America? Then the lobbies give him an ultimatum, a 72-hour ultimatum to not go ahead with making those plans. And then 3 days later, JFK was shot. That is too freaking coincident. There's so many stories and theories and this and what's been said about his assassination. But if you look today and the progression of foreign lobbies having their way and seeing what that's done up to today, right now, where ethnic cleansing is being legalized. That theory Candace Owens has shown, which has a paper trail to follow up with, makes a lot of sense. And it makes a lot of sense. So if a foreign entity and lobby that has influence in the United States of America to the point where they can kill a president, every single president after JFK, do you think any of them have the cojones to stand up to a lobby? Or are all these people career politicians where the goal is just to make as much money in office as possible, where they wouldn't even care and it would be at the cost of their life? It's showing you that the politicians will not lay down their life for the American people. They will not. I'm not saying you have to, but there's that. And this is something that I always found profoundly beautiful about the Christian faith, even though I'm not a Christian anymore, was the sacrifice for a greater good for other people, for all, that duty and empathy, like we see in 300. A lot of us are Snyder fans, especially my people, right? That 300, Leonidas would die for his country, would die for his fellow man, would die for his woman, would live also to do right by his people, for his woman, for his fellow man, for his country. That type of devotion I don't see. I see the devotion of the guy in 300 who would take opportunity to take advantage of a woman and lie about it and take money from a foreign power and sell out the country in the process. Those are the politicians we have. Watch 300 very carefully. Yes, it is an action movie. Yes, it's like heavy metal cinematography, comic book from page to screen, but it is both very smart. Frank Miller is a very smart guy. And he put all that in a lot of his works. And if you look back at 300, you are not seeing any Leonidases as president since JFK. I'm not saying JFK was perfect, but when he saw what was wrong, he aimed to do good for us. Now, personal life, that's a different topic. But you do the job you're supposed to do for us. You're completely corrupt, 100% corrupted, in my view. Yeah, my view too. Like this whole ICE situation and getting Latinos who don't have papers out of here. Now, it was a long time ago that with the American-Mexican War, and instigating that was very dodgy too. Check out your history. I'll say that for another stream if I can. But the goal was to have more of America. So Mexico was cut in half. So one of my friends, he said that his father or grandfather was my friend was really old, so I can't remember which one. He was called, I forgot how he said it, but it was he went to sleep Mexican and he woke up next day American. So a lot of people don't have any kind of papers who lived here for a while and have been here. So some of those people are getting kicked out as well. So, and this isn't the first time there's been kicking Latinos out of America. It's been done before. So this whole now we can argue if that's right or wrong with legalities. Fine. That is cool. Have that discussion with respect. But whichever way you believe, what I do not like is that there's this attitude, this dehumanization to someone who is brown, this dehumanization to someone who is Latino or Latina. And encouraging and entertaining that prejudice is wrong. Any dehumanization of anybody is wrong. End the hate. Right on the hat. I gotta get better at this. Read it. I believe in that. That's how we're gonna get better. That's how we're gonna heal. But we make these policies. We ally ourselves with racist apartheid regimes, and we just do an exchange of money, killing people, justifying killing people, just to keep this military industrial complex going, because that's what feeds the pockets of the 1% of people. And who pays the price but you and I? Yes, prices will go up, prices will go down, prices will go up again, and they'll stay around, and it'll always be someone else's fault. You know, we have like our gas prices. Yo, when I would start first driving, it cost me $18 to fill up my tank. Now it's like $42. And I've been driving the same type of car all my life. So I've seen the prices go up. And it's like, what the fuck? Down. Yeah. Up. What the fuck? And then down. Oh yeah. Up. What the fuck? Down. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's still higher than where it started. This is one reason I don't like playing Fortnite, and I walk by the gas stations, and the highest gas price in Fortnite is $1.70. This is also why I hate watching Breakfast Club in the beginning, where they drive by a gas station and you see it's like 89 cents for the premium grade. Oh my gosh. the pain. And it's only here. My friend in Qatar, Hamad, he tells me it takes $17 or no, $14 to fill up his tank. The pain, man. The pain. We haven't had a real president since JFK. We've been conquered since at least then, in my opinion. I think so. Because if JFK got his followed through, if he wasn't killed, there would be no foreign lobbies having influence on our presidents, on our elected officials. There would be none of that. All I see is a group that wants to keep an establishment in place, and then they just shuffle the deck. I say, like, all these politicians and bigwigs are like all in one umbrella, like WWE. You could hate one or hate the other villain, or this character you don't like, or this one you love more, but they're still part of the same company. Someone stole that analogy, as I've said before. So I'm using Pokemon. You have Pokemon Sun, Pokemon Moon, gold, silver, red, blue, whatever. We have red, blue, but it's all United States of Israel. What is my man saying? The red team and blue team just play good cop, bad cop. They're all on the same team. One bird, two wings, same crap. There we go. See, we know that. My thing is, why are we the people? One of two things. Why are we afraid? And I really want all of us to think about this. Why are we collectively? Because I know in certain circles, I bite my tongue for many reasons. Not as much anymore. But why are we afraid to say what's right? Why are we afraid to call out, even to someone we idolized or looked up to or voted, hoping that, oh, they're going to save the country. Da da da. They're going to help me. That person we idolize, when they do wrong, why can't we hold them accountable for that? There was this phenomenal, this is an example. There's this phenomenal actor in Bollywood rising up, and I thought he was great. He a leading actor is usually an attractive one. A character actor is a non-attractive one. But that doesn't mean one can be the lead role of the movie. Scarface, Al Pacino is a character actor, yet he was the lead. Brad Pitt, pick one of his movies. He's a leading man because he's handsome. That's the lead, right? So, but he could be a main character too. So this character in Bollywood, he looked like he could lean either way. He leaned a little bit more character actor to me, but he was phenomenal. He was brilliant, and he was on the rise. I was rooting for him. I'm forgetting his name, but he was one of the three main leads in the movie Gangster. Or no, one of the two male supporting roles. The lead was a woman. Gangster was a great film. I was rooting for. I was like, yeah, this is cool. Some Bollywood is leaning towards cinema. They go on and off, but Bollywood is super corrupt. Another podcast for another day. But I was rooting for him. But what did this man do? He committed a crime. He raped his housemate. I was like, I can't root for you no more, man. I'm glad you got caught, and the truth came out, and you're in jail. I don't know if he still is in jail or whatever. I don't think he was popular enough to get out of it, because that's happened too. But I was like, oh, you were a great actor. I could still enjoy that movie, but I'm not ignoring the fact of what he did just so I could continue to celebrate him. That's the point I'm getting to. I feel people don't want to be wrong for who they root for, that they kind of look at imperfections or actual criminal activity. And I'm not being like a judge on anyone, but there's some things people actually everyone needs to be accountable for. A couple years ago, I listened to someone saying some negative stuff or concerning stuff about another person I knew, and they were suggesting I cut off all ties, and I did. But then I had a pinch in my heart because I didn't feel that was right, because I didn't even talk to that person. I talked to that person afterwards, after I hurt them by cutting them off, and I faced the music. I was in the wrong. I judged the person based off of what someone else said about them, and I rolled without even talking to them to find the truth. And it wasn't anything criminal or bad. It was literally rumors and misinterpretations. It's not like someone, was at fault of running someone over, That's a physical, actual, tangible, bad, like sin, if you will. But judging someone on a he said, she said thing was something I was worried some people would do to me, but didn't. And some did. Now I took part in doing it to someone else because I listened to someone else instead of them, instead of giving them benefit of doubt. So I'm glad I faced the music. I apologize. I heard what I deserved, the negative things towards me. And I'm thankful that we are having a slow communication to be as friends. And just recently, someone else hit me up and worked out a problem from years and years ago. And facing the music and holding yourself accountable is huge. We should be able to do this 1,000 times full for the people running this country, because they are affecting thousands to millions to billions of lives in our country and worldwide. So, back to my question, why is that difficult? The answer to that, because I think everyone will have a different answer of why that's difficult for them, as I have had and may still have some questions why it's difficult for me. Why can I talk to so and so about this? Is it because I know how they already feel? Or because I don't and I'm afraid to know what they feel? I don't know. What things are important and when you can say them. I think crimes against humanity should always be normalized to address and talk about, because this is horrible. Once on one of my other streams, Sniper Fighters, I would talk between matches, and the subject of what the three movies Zack Snyder did, Man of Steel, BVS, and Snyder Cut, meant to me. And I was actually extending it to the whole five, Justice League 2, Justice League 3. So to me, I looked at the lesson of Man of Steel was clearly the hero's journey. And if you look at the journey of Superman, I'm comparing it to the journey of ourselves. The first journey we take is the Man of Steel journey, the Hero of 1,000 Faces, or the hero's journey. Not Hero of 1,000 Faces, that's a different book. Good book. But the hero's journey, where it is how you are finding yourself, you are tested, and once you discover who you are, you can now soar and go forward and really do good, follow your dreams and whatever. And there's no turning back once you've found that conviction within you. Embracing who you are. That's what Man of Steel was to me. Kal-El embracing who he is and then fulfilling why he's here on earth. And it is very beautiful. So that would be us. Let's simplify it to our life. We go to school, we're growing up, we're finding out who we are. We go to college and we get that degree or not, but around that time, we know what we're going to do in life going forward and following our dreams. That's our hero's journey. Now I'm going to extend it to BVS. Now, what's cool about Superman, it's like a nucleus. So Man of Steel is his standalone story. But if you know and read a lot of Superman comics or known him throughout the years, Superman is a community person. He has a lot of friends, a lot of crossovers. So Superman, his circle is his lover, Lois Lane, his parents, his work, his people, his duty. The Superman comic. That is Man of Steel. Now you expand it. And what do we get in BVS? He's doing his job. He's an investigative reporter and he's Superman on the duty. And when you're at your job, you have coworkers and best friends you come to know and work with. I would say that's Batman and Wonder Woman, the Trinity. And we got a little bit of them at the end. That was very nice. And so that's your work life. So not just your work life, but where you are in the world. BVS was very, very rooted in sociological situations, because once we find out who we are, that's a very psychological journey, the Man of Steel. Then we get to a sociological journey. Okay, now that I know who I am, where am I in society? Batman v Superman, right? So that was a struggle of where he is in society, in our world, doing the things that he was doing. Then after that, what's the next thing? Zack Snyder's Justice League, the Snyder Cut, the team you form, the community you form. So now that you found your job and your duty in society, you found your place in the world, where's your community of how you're going to give back to the world and make it better? You know, communities could be our sports teams, or that we take part in. charity events that we do, that's another team. That's a Justice League. And I mean a community that does good. Even going to your place of worship, that is good. Your synagogue, your church, your masjid, your temple, where you go as a community to find healing and do good around you. That's essentially what I think the Snyder Cut would be. So then that leaves what's the last two. So I found out who I am, Man of Steel, BVS. I found out where's my place in the world and what I'm doing. And then Zack Snyder's Justice League, the Snyder Cut. I found my community where I can excel at who I am and help others. And together we help everybody. Because the villains are all the cults and all those gangs and whatnot, you know? So you found your community and your calling in life of being a team player and helping everybody. What are the next two lessons outside of that? So from what I gather of Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3 is war. The final lesson is how bad war is. War is something we should be against. We have people in the military to defend and protect people. That's what we're told. Or are they to be used as soldiers to carry out conquest? The line gets blurred with media. That's why the pen is mightier than the sword. So Darkseid, the villain, has his own. He's the cult. He is the political, tyrannical, everything you could think of. The head mafia leader, the head yakuza. That is Darkseid, and he uses every element. He uses weapons of mass destruction, the mother box, where he was going to take out Earth and just one boom, right? And he has old ways, which is actual militia action. And he also has propaganda because Darkseid poisons minds. So all those elements are always at play for conquest. Now, that is the lesson. That was a two-parter because there's no threat to humanity and everything we live for that is good in this world. Our cultures, we're people. We're meant to be together. You look at the messages from God. We have the blueprint of how to be good to each other. But we put that away and we embrace materialism, consumership, and all we care about is being safe, getting what we want, and I don't care what happens to them over there as long as I'm good. That is making peace with having Darkseid in power. Okay? So the last two movies I feel is the warning, or is meant to be the warning of war. What it does to us, how it twists us, how the pain changes us, and what we have to do to survive it. And it is horrible. So today, from what I saw and what I heard, was a lot of dehumanization, a lot of insensitive plans that only rewards the murderers, and the victims still have to suffer. This does stress me out. Oh my gosh, my brother, Hamad. The rest of the world is seeing this and wondering if China, being the superpower, is a better choice than America. You know what? I've been hearing that. Like, I've heard like a lot of conservatives say, "Oh, China's bad, da da da." But what the hell are we doing? I saw you. Let me check my message real quick. Hamad, I don't know if you want to jump on now or if you can. I'm probably working, but you could jump on anytime, bro. Just let me know. I'll send you the link. I'm just blowing off steam. I'm actually going to him, but if you can, I'll spend some more time so you can be up here, man. But now I do have a friend who is talking to me and easing my mind. I love this guy. The pieces. He's a homie. he was assuring me that this isn't as bad as it sounds. And if I could see things his way, how he sees this. And as we saw, it looks like a lot of ideas are kind of wishy-washy. Like he's like, this could happen, this country might, I don't know, someone can pay for it, I don't know who, but other countries who are richer. Those are like up in the air type of assumptions, you know? That's not really a plan. So if there's no real big plan, maybe that's a good sign that this is just smoke and mirrors. But with the amount of money involved, I don't know. It just sounds like, when I say money, I mean the lobby money. I just don't have good faith with the track record. However, everything is being like super, super exposed. Like the world sees everything going on. There is good news. There was the meeting at The Hague. I believe 9 countries. I'm going to be looking into it because I just found out, before going live with this, that there was a meeting to hold Israel accountable for the mass genocide and murders they've been doing. There's another hearings and lawsuits being drawn to, even from Israeli lawyers, against the genocide that Israel's been carrying out. So really, if there's any hope, it is to that answering that question. Why is it hard to hold and speak out against the actions that are criminal, crimes against humanity, war crimes? How, like, what's it going to take? Ask that question. Why is it hard to face the facts? Once you know why it is hard for you, that could be an answer for many around. You know what I mean? Haman, give me good news. Good sign is husbands don't want to go anywhere. Palestinians learned the very hard way who the Zionists really are. They know if they leave, they will never go back. They would rather die in Gaza than become refugees. It's this type of will. Zios have no idea what they're dealing with. Mashallah, brother. Thank you. Shoot. Because as I was saying earlier, when you spend a lot of time with what these people really want, our Palestinian brothers and sisters, I don't care if you're white, black, Latino, Asian, Desi, we are all brothers and sisters in this. I'm gonna promote advertising, not advertising, but the damn truth. We are all human beings. Everyone in this planet, on this planet, is your brother and sister. Look at the world that way. I invite you not only answer those questions of why it's hard to call out crimes, also look at people as your brother and sister. It is, now I'm still learning, but one of the last messages Allah had to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, one of the last messages God gave humanity from his final messenger is there's no difference with class, nor color, nor gender. The last lesson is that any prejudice, racism, is the will of Satan. We are family. We are human beings. To do harm to one human being is as if you harmed all humanity. To save one human being is as if you have saved all humanity. Ladies and gentlemen, these are words and messages from God to humankind, so we can get through this test of life, this dunya, I'm not gonna fail. Whatever happens to me, I'm not gonna fail. I'm gonna keep trying to be a good human being. You know what I'm saying? America is all in on the satanic agenda. You see a lot of celebration of weird stuff in entertainment, and it's not what you think. Not the horns and stuff, but that is a podcast we will have. But it's really in the worship of materialism. All right. Wealth, greed, power. You'll see that's where it is. That's one of the breadcrumbs to, or the poison trail to that kind of stuff. It's a lot of work we have to do, and I think if we start with ourselves, we can achieve justice and peace. We do it the right way, never stick to their levels. And I'm like, I feel helpless a lot. I'm trying to just use my voice on my platforms. Because I'm always brutally honest. I think as an artist, I have to be. If I compromise at any level, it's going to be bad. And I'm trying to be a good person too. So if I do anything bad, call me out on it. You know, I just want to get better. I'll be a good human being, because in my experience in these 44 years I've been on this earth, this life, doing good and helping people in any capacity is so profoundly, amazingly powerful. It does good. Healing people is amazing. And I've been healed and helped by others, and it's gotten me through some tough stuff. Beating someone like in the head, any type of violence, stealing from them, hurting them, that only helps you for a little bit. Does it help them? No. A lot of us are familiar with ants, and ants are very annoying, definitely. But ants are very powerful. They're very resourceful, and however they're made up of in their mind or how they're built, I don't know. I hear all kinds of things that they're like little tiny robots to the queen or whatever. But or even bees. No, let's stick with ants. Bees is a different topic. But yeah, you could even use bees too, actually. I was just thinking about the king bees, how they get the bad end of the deal. But the idea is that they really work well together, and they get a lot of stuff done. You got to give them that. If you don't like these pests, I understand. I don't like them either when they're in my area. But really, I just keep things clean, so it's not a real big problem. But they can accomplish so much based on how well they just work together. That could be us. We could work so well together worldwide, and I think we should. So these discussions these leaders have had today, very demoralizing. And I just had to get that off my chest. And I really thank you all for being here, checking it out, listening to me. Now, I am an activist. I actually I've marched for several things. They were all regarding some form of prejudice. And I never considered myself an activist. I just figured that's what you do as a normal human being. But I guess I am an activist. But it is my hope as an activist I'm not telling you what to do with your life, or that because this is wrong, you have to do exactly what I do. No, I believe in free will. I believe in freedom of choice. And all I ask, all I hope and pray for is that you listen to what I say, and not just listen to me. Please check out everything I noted, everything I bring up, articles, videos, everything I touch base on. I'm just a breadcrumb to the truth. I'm always doing that. This Hansel and Gretel crumbs today. What the hell? Just don't go to the evil witch. Don't be fooled by the candy. They will kill you. They will eat you alive. All that. Anyways, but yeah, I just want you to really listen to me. Listen to others who are touching on this in detail. Listen to even the opposite side that justify killing people. Listen to them, see how they sound, and then you listen to everything and you do a little bit of research. Now that's the part I hope it doesn't seem like this guy's giving me homework. No, but you should want to seek knowledge. It's good for your brain. It stimulates it, because then when you can grow it, keep everything stimulated, that actually fights dementia. It's medically a thing. It's proven. So the more you understand the world, that will help a long deal. The more you understand what's really going on, it's like, you ever wanted a lie detector where you could tell someone's lying? The more knowledge you have of what's really going on, you can spot the lie. You have that lie detector. That's really cool. It's like, wouldn't you love to have a detector go when you meet that girl, or if you're a girl going for a guy, or if you're a guy or a girl, whatever. You see that person you're interested in, and then you have a detector of, oh, they're like this. Oh, yeah, I can see red flags first. Okay. Oh, no, green flags. All right, this one's good. Wouldn't that be great? The more you know and experience you have and knowledge you have, you will have more of those lie detectors just in your life, And it's important, because when we stay silent and allow horrible things to happen, we're voting that it's okay for horrible things to happen. I cannot stand children being hurt, children being abused, children being killed. I can't stand that. I can't stand innocent men and women being abused, being hurt, being killed. Go from the core morals that you have and understand. And after listening and hearing everything and finding the truth, it is not difficult to find, ladies and gentlemen. I really believe that your heart will tell you what the right thing to do is next, whatever that is. And I'm going to tell you, I am going to continue to be talking about this. I'll be continuing to going to the peaceful protests. And I will continue to be advocating for equal rights for everybody and freedom for everybody. Palestine, Sudan, Congo, everywhere in the world where there's oppression and abuse to civilians, to either help a militia, a government, a politician, or a corporation, or a product. Human life should never be mutilated just for riches of any sort. That goes for land grabs too. So, that's my reaction to all this horrible stuff that happened today. I pray for a good day tomorrow. I pray for you. I pray for the people of Gaza. I pray for Palestine. And I look forward to Palestinians having liberation and freedom in their homeland and equal rights. Let me check. All right. Wait. When I close this app, one of these apps. Okay, I didn't miss a thing. I was just making sure. So yeah. Thank you, Sean Franklin, for swinging by. Thank you, Integrity 101. God bless you, brother, for being in the know and knowing what's up. And much love to my brother Hamad. I'm looking forward to when we could have you on my channel and sharing what you see on your side of things. I'm not gonna give up hope. I just get angry sometimes. I'm very emotional. If you follow me on Twitter or my socials, Instagram is where I doing the most posts and shares of activity. Please listen to everything coming up because I honestly do not know how long we can share the truth with so many censorships happening. And if Gaza does become part of United States ownership of this government, we may not be able to be allowed to share the truth, and the truth may not be allowed to be shown. It could just be uh, a blackout of what's going on there, and we won't know what's going on until things are being rebuilt, and then all of a sudden it's just more of the terrorist state of Israel. So I believe there's good in everybody, even in politicians. I believe there's good in Netanyahu, honestly. He's just so far gone drunk on conquest and murder and this greater than thou ideology. I don't know. I think he's lost. The best way to help him is throw him in jail and let him think of the rest of his life there. I'm against killing. Justice should always be upheld all the time. If I learn anything from Superman, you know, which I don't think anyone is now. The only good thing I see is some people are waking up a little. Yeah, I woke up late. I woke up, but I wish I woke up early. But yeah. That being said, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for checking this replay. I do have other videos coming up, more drawing. My videos going forward now are always going to be one topic only. I know I did a variety show, but it's going to be one topic only. So we could just focus on stuff, and then it's not like 4 hours of me just going over everything. But it's been 1 hour and 17 minutes, and I thought this was going to be a 20-minute live. But yeah, much love. God bless. Take care of yourself. Be kind to others. And I hope you're well. May we have freedom and liberation for the Palestinian people in their homeland and everyone else throughout the world undergoing oppression and dehumanization. And that even goes for back home here. All right. So I love you guys. Take care. God bless. And I will catch you next time. Later.